Hey, this is Rocket Brain Surgeon. Today we're looking at the flat scissors and rolling scissors in World of Warplanes. I wrote an article, the link is in the comments, go check it out. Both the article and the video are meant to go together. It's going to give you a lot clearer understanding of what's going on. So first up, we're going to look at the flat scissors. The flat scissors typically occurs after a head-on when you pass the opponent, and then as you can see here, starts turning towards him and he turns towards you. Now I'm actually going to duck the head-on, but if you want, you can do a head-on engagement with the opponent. The flat scissors occurs in the same plane, and after you do another head-on, again, you just reverse the turn, engage the flaps, and try to out-turn the opponent. The advantages of the flat scissors is that if they decline, you can get just a free advantage by getting on their tail. If they accept, you can outfly them. There are things you can do. You can keep your speed in the optimal ranges. You can engage the flaps to try to outturn the enemy. There's a lot of advantages to engaging in the flat scissors. Here my opponent decides to break off from the flat scissors. This is going to allow me to get an advantage and get on his tail. The other bogey is still on my tail. I was keeping both of them busy with the scissor maneuver, but now I have a clear advantage on one and a teammate has picked up the bogey on my tail. This is now an advantage for both of us. Here's looking at the second example of the flat scissors. Again, it's a head-on pass, and as we pass each other, I'm trying to go vertically, doing a scissors vertically to burn the energy from my opponent. I started with full boost and ahead of steam, and I'm guessing that he did not. And so we're just continuing to reverse the directions, continuing to maneuver, out-turn each other. And here we get into a neat situation. We're both out of energy, and so I'm going to engage a low yo-yo. That means I'm going to do a shallow dive to try to pick up speed. A shallow dive, you can see here. My opponent is also out of energy, and he has a terrible choice. Either he goes straight and gives me his tail, or he has to dive and hope. Guess what? The dive and hope, that does not work out well for him. The flat scissors was about getting an advantage from an equal position. The barrel roll is about turning the tables on an attacker. So here I have a bogey on my tail, and I have altitude, and I'm trying to dive to get some separation from him. I'm in a plane which has a very big dive speed. The problem is when you look at the mini-map, you'll notice that the opponent also has a really good dive speed, so he is very close to me. So I'm going to initiate the barrel roll with a hard break. A break is just a very sharp turn. And then after the break, I'm going to roll. He's already very close, 173 meters away. You want to initiate the break when he's closer than 500. And when I roll around, you'll notice that he overshot. If he does not follow my roll, he is going to overshoot me, and now I can clearly pick him up on his tail. I turn the tables. I went from the hunted, now I'm the hunter, and his teammates were actually just kind of floundering around because they thought I was dead to rights. The barrel roll certainly has some risk to it because as your opponent gets closer to you, he can actually just kill you. I picked up another tail. I can't outrun him. You can see that I'm out of boost. I have no altitude. I'm not going particularly fast. I really have no other options. He's a little far away from me, so that's going to be a positive. His other teammate noticed the game is close. It's in supremacy. He's trying to get a ground target. So I initiate with a hard break, and then I roll around, and this is kind of a sloppy roll, but whatever. I'm trying to avoid his guns. And he initiates the roll with me. And this is a rolling scissors when we're both engaged in kind of a dancing barrel roll together. To get the advantage, I widen the barrel roll to just kind of ease his plane in front of me. When he's in front of me, then I narrow it out, basically start going straight, and I've turned the table for a second time this game and come up with a clutch supremacy win at the end. Let's take a look at the rolling scissors as an attacker. Here I have a clear advantage. I'm in the ME-262, my opponent is in the ME-262 as well, so we're in the same model planes, and my opponent just doesn't have a lot of options. He doesn't have a lot of airspeed. I can match him. So he's going to initiate a barrel roll. And he's starting his roll. I really haven't quite picked up what he's getting at yet. And it's at this point where I realize that I am, oh crap, I'm totally going to overshoot him, so I need to roll with him. I had already extended the flaps and cut the throttle, but the roll still just takes off too much airspeed. Now, I didn't pay attention to him, and he broke off while I was not looking. You've got to make sure that as you're rolling, that they don't get away from you. They suddenly change course. So he picked up a teammate of mine, and now I'm trying to reacquire him as a target, and he's going to actually eliminate my teammate because I was terrible, and I lost track of what he was doing. I picked him up again, though, and now we're going to start the dance. And he is actually going to start his roll again. There's a slight problem with this. I've just seen this, so I'm a lot more prepared than last time, and I actually have more of a plan of action than crapping myself when I see it coming. A great defense to anybody who is kind of meandering around, squirming and turning below you is just to pitch up. Just climb, just disengage, and re-engage at a better thing. So great flying by this Rainer guy, but you gotta mix it up. I was ready for it next time. It was a really good thing, and I'm glad he did it. And here we're just going to see a couple of the maneuvers that I showed and split up before at full speed, just so you can see what they look like. Hope you enjoyed. Happy hunting.